Are you a mom struggling with rebuilding trust with your adult child? I know it can feel impossible, especially after years of hurt and distance. I've been there, and I know how painful it is, but trust can be rebuilt one step at a time. Remember that forgiveness comes in there too. So how do you rebuild trust with someone you have not forgiven? And so that's just a side note. And I've recently done a video on forgiveness, and you can check that out later on my YouTube channel. I want to encourage you to take some notes here. Maybe you are not a mom currently in the situation with your child where you've been able to implement some of these things yet, but rebuilding trust is on the horizon for you. And I want you to believe that, right? We have to believe that there is hope and that we will never stop hoping that our family will be reconciled. So let's dive in. Number one is recognizing how the trust was broken to begin with. So what do you do? Well, I encourage you to take some time to reflect both on your actions and theirs. Think about some situations where maybe there were misunderstandings, hurtful words, or behaviors that may have caused a loss of trust. All of those misunderstandings and behaviors were very painful for you and likely for them. But I want you to acknowledge them. I want you to reflect on those. I don't want you to assign blame or focus on defending your intentions. I want you to listen when given the opportunity, of course. Listen with an open heart. Because when your child is going to share their pain with you, maybe in the past they've tried to share their pain, but you weren't really listening. Maybe you were hearing them, but you weren't really listening. And so we want to be able to, just in regular constructive, active listening mode, which a lot of us have a hard time with, you need to be really intentional about that. I want to encourage you to think about that when you're having conversations with them, with anyone really. But I want you to listen with an open heart because their pain is very real, just like yours is. Trust with your adult child usually is breaking down because either there's a lack of understanding or, like I said, something happened. But what's going to rebuild that trust is a mutual awareness of what happened, and that means talking it through without constantly bringing up the past. Doesn't mean we don't address things, but we also don't need to bring up the entire past. And you're going to know when you get to that point with your child in the relationship, trust me, you're going to know what is worth bringing up and what is worth just letting go. Because I can promise you, there's a lot of things that I always thought when my daughter and I reconcile, when she comes back to the family, I have a million questions for her. And I can tell you that there were only a few that I asked because the rest didn't matter. Why? Because I was able to trust her. She's a changed person. That's the difference. So you will know when someone has changed. Moms in my group coaching program or even my one-on-one clients, they'll ask me all the time, how do I know if it's real? I said, give it some time. You're going to know. You're going to see changed behavior, not just words. So number two is the small, consistent actions. I want you to commit to small, repeated actions that show your child they can depend on you. Things like respecting their decisions, being reliable, and following through with these commitments, whatever it is that you said you were going to do. What we don't want you to do is expect immediate results. It takes time. This didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to be fixed overnight. I know it's tempting to want this quick fix, but trying to force closeness will likely push them further away. Just remember that every day is an opportunity to rebuild that trust through your own personal integrity and you being reliable and you being who you say you are, right? For those of you moms navigating this situation with your adult son or daughter and you're tired of doing it alone, maybe you're ready to take that courageous step towards taking better care of yourself and having a support system. If you're looking for a lifeline and you're committed to finding some peace and support, then let's explore how I might be able to help you. You can book a discovery call with me. We're going to talk about the situation, how the situation is affecting you, and then see if we're a good fit for coaching together. But spots are limited, so please sign up when you're serious about prioritizing yourself. And I know not everyone is at that place, and that is okay. So when you're ready, I am here. Number 3, apologies and accountability. When you are apologizing to your son or daughter, do it genuinely. I would encourage you, if you can't do it genuinely, then don't do it. They're going to see you. They're going to know. And if you aren't ready for that, then you need to take some more time. But taking full responsibility for your part in past issues. You notice I did not say take responsibility for everything that has ever happened. I fully believe that we have to acknowledge their hurt. We can be remorseful for things that we've said or done or didn't do. And we can commit to being better in the future. We're human. And we make mistakes. So we don't want to say things like, I didn't mean to hurt you. I've learned over time that can invalidate their feelings. And also don't over-apologize where it's constantly coming out of your mouth. It can almost come off as trying to manipulate their forgiveness, like making them feel guilty. A heartfelt apology, which I know most of you moms would have no problem doing. Then accountability can soften the mistrust that you're experiencing. That will open up the door for some honest communication, which is what you want. And I want you to build a relationship that honors them as an adult, right? You have to accept that your child may want more control over how and when you interact. So let's say you come back together. They may want to see you respecting their boundaries. We are still rebuilding trust here. We want mutual respect. My encouragement to you would be to not try to micromanage their life or expect to be involved in every decision. Maybe you were before. And that's always hard for some moms, right? Like when that shift happens. But respecting their boundaries, even if it's painful at times, as long as there's respect, we can get through anything. I fully believe that. But a relationship that is grounded in respect for the two of you and respect for their independence, because they are an adult now, it's going to show them that you're a safe person to trust again. So those are some tips on how to rebuild trust. I hope you took some notes so when that time comes for you and your family, you're able to navigate that just a little bit easier. I hope that helped. I will see you in the next episode. God bless.